What's cracking, soldiers? MANdler here at the Man Cave. Nice, honest, blue-collar, man quotient building day of work today. Gonna go home, get myself some delicious, nutritious man meal to deliver the valuable nutrients to help induce a speedy recovery from the work that I put in. But before I do, I'm gonna answer a very good Ask MANdler question. I think a lot of you will benefit from this. I actually answered this email earlier. It's from one Jess Bull, and he wanted to know, yo MANdler, I got your bench like a badass program, but I noticed there's not a lot of volume with the core lift. Is there any reason that that there's not a repetitive effort day for this program? And Jess, what I want you to understand is this. I always tell you, you have to train specific to your goals. Just like when you're eating, you're dieting, you have to eat and diet specific to your goals, whether it be get jacked and get ripped. But when talking about training, when we're just trying to get the biggest bench we can, and you're not a beginner, and I'm going to touch on that a little bit later, when you're not a beginner, you want to focus just on two types of core lifts, and the modes are what I'm going to refer to here. You just want to focus on the dynamic work to increase your power output and increase the rate of force development, the bar speed, and you're also going to want to focus on some max effort work, so anywhere from a 1 to 5 rep max. And the reason we don't really want to focus on doing it in repetitive effort work is because the number one reason we do repetitive effort work in the swole system is because a lot of people, when doing that, they want to induce some growth. They want some hypertrophy. That's the number one reason, really, that we add repetitive effort work to the swole system. Now, that said, if your number one goal is just to explode with the bench, put a bunch of weight up, and that's all you care about, then we're gonna pretty much just push that repetitive effort work away, because that's not our goal. It's not really going to be what we're trying to focus on. We're just trying to focus on building as much, putting on as much weight as possible on that bench. So you need to learn to separate those two goals. If your goal is to put on some size, then yeah, add some repetitive effort work. But if it's not, if it's truly just to get that big bench that'll let you embarrass all those douchebags that give bench pressing a bad name, then yes, all you need to really focus on is the dynamic efforts and the max effort work. Now, I told you I was going to talk about the difference between beginners and kind of seasoned veterans with lifting and benching for maximal weight. And what I want to talk about is this. If you are a beginner, I'm going to actually tell you to do it a little bit differently than what I just said. I'm going to tell you to get rid of the dynamic effort and instead put repetitive effort in its place. And the reason being is we need to build some work capacity for you. So you're just going to basically take out that dynamic work and put in the repetitive effort work so that you can build that work capacity, but also get some max effort work in there as well, as long as their form is good. So once you do that, you build that work capacity, then you can kind of shift into just sticking with dynamic and max effort work. Now, another thing I want to talk about is the fact that just because you're just trying to get that bench up and that's all you care about, and you're just focusing on those dynamic effort and maximal effort days, does not mean you're not going to have some residual hypertrophy, some residual muscular growth. And the reason being is this. Number one, with max effort work, you're going to stimulate some growth hormone, testosterone, which will allow you to get big, get jacked. All right. Not only that, afterwards, when we're filling in the gaps, when we're basically, patching up the leaks, so to say, with our weak points, our supplemental work, it's going to be higher volume. Okay. So what will that do? With the type of supplemental work we do, multi-joint movements, high volume, what is that going to do? It's going to induce hypertrophy. So it's not going to have the same effect as doing repetitive effort days, but you'll still get some hypertrophy if you're just doing bench like a badass program. So hopefully that helps. If not, send another question my way to goelitesc@gmail.com. Just hit the subject line, Ask MANdler, and I'll get that response to you ASAP. Now, for those of you who haven't taken advantage of it yet, please, if you give a damn about getting your bench up, do yourself a favor. Click the link in the description area below and get on this shit. I can guarantee you it's the last bench program you'll ever need. It's guaranteed to get you the results you want. Just the tips that I have in there allowed me to put 55 pounds on, no shit, within a month. Form, the correct programming, everything you need is in here. So do yourself a favor. Get it at a discount. It's only $17, which is as cheap as I'm ever gonna make it. I don't know when I'm gonna do it again, so do yourself a favor. Click the link below and allow yourself to have that badass, big ass bench that you want. Have a good night, Swolders. MANdler out.